Shall I start? Hey guys, hope you are safe at home and welcome to the first event of Adobe XD Scratchclass conducted by DSC SASTRA deemed to be university. And I am Akhil, Associate Head of the Design Team of DSC SASTRA. So, to the guys who are new to DSC, Developer Student Clubs is a community where everyone is welcome. They help students bridge the gap between theory and practice and grow their knowledge by providing a peer-to-peer learning environment by conducting workshops, study jams, building solutions for local businesses. And yes, Developer Student Clubs is a program supported by Google developers. And as a part of our introductory session, we have a special person here on this day. He is the former UI UX designer in DSC Sastra, and he is Mr. Kapil Anand from Microsoft. We are very glad to have you in the introductory session, and we are eagerly waiting for the past weeks to have a speech from you. And yes, Kapil, you can have the dais now.
So, thanks, Akhil. That's really nice from you guys. So, hello everyone. So, before diving into today's session, I'll talk a very little about myself. So, I'm an accidental designer. I didn't go to proper classes. Of course, I learned it the proper way, but still, I didn't do it in a not from a Viscom background or so. So I started designing like 4 years ago, and UI UX started. I started with UI UX along with the advent of Adobe XD. So Adobe XD, the hot topic of today's session. I will give you a clear overview of what it is, how it came into existence, and the market competitors for that particular product. So even before Adobe XD was born, there were many tools. UI, UX, and prototyping are the two important things that were done with design prototyping tools. And before Adobe XD, we had things like Sketch and Figma, and even Illustrator, and even the very important design tool Photoshop was used by Adobe enthusiasts. But the Adobe lacked something that Adobe claimed to be the number one design tool, still didn't have a particular software or a tool to compete with web developers and mobile app designers. So let me quickly share my screen, and I will tell you what why it's important to have a good UX and UI. So I hope everyone is able to see my screen. So I will start with this website, the year of Greta. So if you can see, this is one of the very standalone websites, one of a kind. So let me. So if you can see, guys, here they have done an excellent job. The seamless animation, the micro interactions. See the jiggling of this particular chord, and they make a scroll or scroll down or tap left or right swipe. Every animation is accounted for. This is something that should concern the designer and not the developer. This is where people are not just people don't want a dope 90s design where we put some random gifs and want them to just visually attract them. We want to make them give them a flow of what they are getting into, so that they are better immersed and get a clarity of what they are signing up for. So this is one of the very like this is, website claimed was very acclaimed for in the year 2019, I guess, not this year, last year. So yeah, this is one of my favorites, and I will take you to the next thing. So this is a portfolio website. A portfolio website is something that explains what a person is doing, or is like a resume, a website resume. Yeah. So if you can see, this is about two guys, and the interactions are pretty cool, simple, minimal, and they give who are they, what are they, and what do they work on. and about the watts. Okay. So these are the works these guys offer, I guess. Awards and everything. So, and the third website for today's session. So this website is particularly concerned about breaking our bubbles. Let it load. Let it load. So if you can see, guys, they are like not sorry to burst your bubble. They give an overall experience of what we are getting into. See, we can interact with this particular bubble, and if you can see, the design is very minimal, just around 2 to 3 colors. And these images are in actually not even in RGB; it's in grayscale. But still, as we go down, if you can see, the bubble is becoming bigger, and at a particular point, it bursts. Let's burst some damn bubbles. Like they are giving, what I'm saying is they are giving an overview, or like they're giving you an immersive experience. So the actually this is about something else, but of course we get the gist out of this. So again, if I go up, I'm creating a new bubble and interacting. So that's about the various websites I am about. I wish to share with you guys. So what is this? How is this different from designing a normal poster or a normal poster or a video? So UI/UX consists of three main elements: color, typography, and interactions. Interactions in the sense how to interact with this small interactions kind of. So I must why Adobe XD? So the question is, some of you might have this question is why we have to stick with Adobe XD and not other tools. I'm not saying Adobe XD is the number one tool, but I can say some of the benefits of Adobe XD. One including it is available for both Mac as well as the Windows. Whereas most of the design tools are aimed only at Apple products, we see Adobe XD being cross-platform, and with the other, and it has interoperability with the other Adobe products like Photoshop, Illustrator, just drag and drop kind of interface. And most of the plugins that come with Adobe XD today can convert your design directly into CSS codes. So that's very key point. From of course it exists for other apps, but XD is rapidly evolving compared to the others. And others we have, or we can say Sketch, which is my only available for Mac users. And this another thing is Figma. Figma is a web-based UI UX prototyping tool, which is mostly used by a team of designers, not who are working on tight deadlines or in rapid design changes. So let me share one of my projects here. So guys, this is a very old preview of a model. This kind of design is not appreciated now. It's very old. So if you can see, we have some minimal animations, just like a Tinder mockup. Just okay. So these type of interactions actually they are rigged, but still we get we are able to provide the customer what they are getting into, or what they are actually trying. As they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. A good prototype will account for 1,000 meeting. That's the gist of it. So this is very minimal. The font, color picking, everything is simple. Just to give you guys an understanding of how Adobe XD works and what we are supposed to learn from it. So yeah, this is one more website. This is actually this one I developed in Sketch. Since now I'm using Windows, I'm sharing the PPT PDF. So this is how a normal website would usually look. So guys, we have to understand that there's a difference between a website and a product. A website is like a showcase for what the actual product is, and actual product is like, for example, Google Meets. YouTube is a YouTube can be considered as a gallery website. Google Meets is a product, well as Google search and other the opening screen for create a new account, everything is like a website. So we have very minimal illustration. If you can see guys, I have picked only a single color, orange as the theme color. So now if you can really notice these icons, they follow a certain pattern. This can be also called as design system. So the famous design system that are already in existence can be said as material design, the one with the Google. In all your most of your Android mobiles have materialistic design. And with the Microsoft recently releasing Fluent design system, it's 3-year old system. And Fluent, the difference between material and Fluent is that materials account for flat design, whereas Fluent design accounts for adding a depth and shadow effect to a 3D effect to the icons and tools. So yeah, if you can see, I have followed these are icons and these are illustrations. If you could see, I have followed the same design system to everything. That's the gist out of it. So using the same colors kind of. So again the same, I guess. Yeah, exactly. So a minimal illustration, the illustrations that follow the design system of this particular website or the product. Yeah, that's it for it. So these are the first thing I showed is for an iPhone, and this is for a 1080p monitor, I guess. And we have one more thing here. So this is something I recently was working on. This is like a VR website, VR tour kind of website. We pick the package and we start exploring. If you guys see, the other tours are pretty simple. It's not innovative. It's like a standard. But with this particular design, I made some design changes. So this making a design change is something you have to take into consideration. Will the new users accept a change in the normal browsing? No, they will never accept. So that's why we are also providing them with a search bar and their favorite list, everything. Or we can directly browse instead of normal the square kind of thing. We can browse, we can make something, we can like something, we can unlike something, everything. So if you can see, this seems kind of a lot of cluster. It needs a lot of screens, but trust me guys, this uses around maximum 3 or 4 screens, I guess. So I will show that to you. So see, there are only three screens. We are animating in between these screens. So this animation is what took XD to peaks with the Apple with sorry, with Sketch and other design tools. There is no prototyping. This particular animation is also known as prototyping. So with this prototyping feature coming inbuilt with XD, many designers have migrated from the basic Sketch and Figma to XD. Of course, still the count for Sketch is comparatively high. People are vastly migrating. So, in the forthcoming sessions, we will be putting up some design inspirations as well as tips on how to achieve these kind of interleave designs. Of course, component by component, and there will be doubt clearing sessions for you as well. So this is where we do the animation separately and we put it together. So I don't have anything much for you guys in today's session. So yeah, I will give you some insight about design system. There are at now there are there's one more design system called Carbon. It's affiliated with IBM. If you guys are really interested in learning more, you should dig up more with this design systems. They will give you an insight about what you are getting into and how to apply various design systems to your products and developments. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you. You, Akil.
So, uh, thank you, Kapil. Great. And it was great when we were like to see your designs. I loved that smooth animations and the color grading you are used in the Taj Mahal and that Tinder replacement app. So, hi-fi, we have the same taste of colors. By the way, I really liked that. And coming to the details of the course framework, we'll be starting from the real scratch of XD as the course name suggests, as we have it as a Adobe XD Scratchclass. So we will go from the real scratch through the master level, and many we will be moving on from YXD and how to set it in your machine, and slowly go on further as we had many requests that we are totally new to design. Can I do this? Can I learn with this much? Is because I don't have any prior experience in design like Photoshop, Illustrator. I don't have any prior experience. Can I do this? So to have the farmer group in mind, we have curated the content and processing it so that everyone can go with this. And yes, we have some people who are asking, this event is on YouTube, and why should I register with the form? And my answer to this question is, we not only put some videos in YouTube, but we are planning for a mentoring and doubt clearing session, and we are about to say some cool resources for iconography and assets. And the exciting part is, we have something really cool for the ones who are progressing very well with this course. So, because the best performer always needs the appreciation, right? This is the reason we have to the registration to serve you more better with this course. And I have some questions from DVS show that can you provide me the link with this software? Yes, we will be providing with the links with the software. Please register so that we could contact with your mail, or we would send you. And Adobe XD available for Linux. Sorry, it's only available for Windows and Mac currently. And is it free? Yes, it's free until October. There are many plans in Adobe XD, like starter plan and much more plans. Starter plan has you can design unlimited prototypes. As of a beginner, you could go with starter plan, which is free until October. And can we proceed with Figma instead of Adobe XD? Yes, you can. And to be open, each and every designing software, it has its own pros and cons. To my experience, I had seen Adobe XD much more user friendlier than Figma. So yes, Figma is available for both Linux, Mac, and Windows, and it's a cross-platform. Okay, Figma is.
Figma is a browser-based tool. You are supposed to use your. It's like a cloud-based tool. Yeah.
Yes, and its pro cons is it's hard to use when you're offline, but XD is an offline tool. You can design it when you're offline too. So if you have any questions from my side, you can put it in the live section. So me and Kapil are there to answer all of your questions. We'll wait 2 to 3 minutes to see those questions and come back. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm looking onto the questions in YouTube. So I think yes, free $9.9 plans. Yes, yep. So okay. So Figma doesn't need a separate software to download. You can use it in your browser itself. So the same as Adobe XD, and to mention, it has its own pros and cons. So Figma is also a design and prototyping tool. So that's it, the end of the session. Get ready to explore the world of UI UX designing with XD, and hope you will be all using this opportunity as wisely as possible. And again, thanking Kapil for spending his valuable time for us, and thanks for all the organizers who were reason to make this event as smooth as possible. So that's it. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe. Yes. And I have a question. And is there anything in Adobe XD goes extremely compared to Figma? Kapil, do you think any feature is
I
more
think
uh, better than Figma?
actually, to my experience, it is in every way it is advanced to Figma, except for one thing only. To be to quote, Figma has only one advantage over Adobe XD, group editing. When you are editing Google Docs, multiple users can do the changes and it will all get simultaneously updated. But in with Adobe XD, the thing is it can be shared as a cloud file. But the problem is, when two users are working simultaneously, only one of the users work will be updated, provided they are working at the same time. But however, if there is a gap like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, the individual changes can be updated. Yeah, that's the only thing I see an advantage of Figma over XD. But with XD is rapidly innovating. They are like giving updates for almost twice in a month. So we can see about that. Yeah.
So we have another question. Will you
Yeah.
focus more on UI or UX in this course? So it will
Uh,
be more. Yes, Kapil.
yeah, I think more on the UI part, how to create some animations and how to create interactions will be taught in this course. To For UX, I think there will be separate sessions held for UX. UX, truth be told, UX has nothing to do with the designer point of aspect. We are supposed to explore all the possible ways an app can go. For example, until August 13th, that is 2 days before, 2 to 3 days before, designers have to concentrate only on three devices: tablet, mobile phones, and desktops. But Microsoft recently released Surface Duo, foldable phones. So foldable phones are like, they are not foldable phones are in experiment. They are not fully accepted by people. So for design, imagine you are opening YouTube in one side and Spotify in another side. So the system must understand which audio should I play. So these kind of things, these are up to you. Only with the with proper experience, you will learn how to provide an UX to the thing you are developing. Of course, there will be some classes relating to common UX, but UX depends particularly on the app you are working. So yeah, and to answer for that, that's it. And other two other things are in the development: VR and AR. So again, UI UX goes to VR and AR. So the UX part of VR and AR is highly experimental. People are like exploring, so they give tap gesture or gesture with facial features, everything. So yeah, I think mostly 80%, 75% it will be on UI. Yeah.
So thank you, Kapil. And we have another question from Minu. Why do you prefer XD from Framer? So
Okay.
recently,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Framer. I
Framer.
have.
Okay, so I just had a preview of Framer. I have not worked in Framer, so I cannot give you an exact answer. But my thought is, Framer is more of a prototyping tool, not as designing tool. Framer is a cloud-based application, right? So I'm not sure about that. In the maybe in the next session we will give a clarity of Adobe XD versus Framer. If you have any thoughts, Akhil, please feel free to share.
So recently I came across Instagram ads about Framer. So I had a checking about it. So it was like, as you have said, it was like a prototyping tool, but not as much as focused as designing as part of XD. So I came across it as a prototyping tool only. So, and Anmol Raj is there. Is there any way to work with you people now on UI UX design? So, if you are working good and if you are progressing with the course as well, okay, we are happy to work with you guys. And Ganesh Chaudhary has a question. What is the difference between UI and UX?
Okay, I think I should have
Generally
covered that
asked
clearly. Yeah,
questions.
yeah, very frequently asked question. So, as the name suggests, user interaction and user experience. Uh, think of an ATM machine. With an ATM machine, you need some particular. The UX has to be very precise because money is involved. Also, the Also the banking apps. If you notice, banking apps will not have a back button. Mostly in many cases, at the middle of transactions, you will not have a back button. You can forcefully go back with the inbuilt button in your mobile device, which will of course cancel the transaction. The thing is, you are not expected to provide a back button in middle of a transaction. So these things are these small things should contribute to will contribute to UX, or the experience, how the user is supposed to use that app. You should not get confused. For example, when the transaction is going on, if he sees a back button, he will feel, oh, what is this? Why am I going to? I'm halfway through the will it cancel? Okay, the you provided with the cancel button and the back button. Okay, of course there will be a cancel button. You are not you cannot skip the cancel button. Now if there is a cancel button and back button, the user will think, okay, if I click the back button, the transaction will take place in the background. I can switch to some other app, or I can do some other thing. But that's not how many of the apps work. That's because of the back end technology that is being used. We are supposed to stay on the screen. So things like that, this all contribute to the UX part, providing unnecessary icons. Okay, and one more thing is with let's consider VLC media player. With VLC media player, if you go back and front and back, it will always skip to 10 seconds front and 10 seconds back. But with Netflix, it will go to 10 seconds forward and 8 seconds backward, I guess. Not exact, but there will be a difference. So that if you go a bit further in the front, you can always come back, but you don't have to end up in the same place where you skipped the video. So I think I gave a clear understanding of how UI and UX is different in layman's point of view.
So thank you,
Okay.
Kapil and
In
Akshay.
developer, yeah, 1 minute, Akhil. In developer's
Yes,
point
yes,
of
yes.
view, this will compare to where to provide radio buttons, where to provide options, where to provide list. For example, let's say we are supposed to. There are only three options. In that case, we don't have to provide the user with the list. You have to click the arrow. Download arrow, and the list will pop up, and then from then he has to click one. But instead we provide with the radio buttons. He can the three options will be directly available. You can directly click on that option he wants. So yeah, okay, that will give you an idea, I guess, Ganesh Chaudhary. Yeah.
So Akshay has asked, can we get some basic knowledge in UI UX design in this course? Yes, of course, the content is processed in such a way that only you are not learning Adobe XD, but side by side you are learning some cool UI stuffs. So we don't have any questions after this. So Kapil, do you want to share anything further?
No, guys, I think that's all for today. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kapil, and the other organizers who were smoothly conducting this session. And that's it. Soonly we will upload the next video about how to set up XD in your machine and why Adobe XD. So meet you guys there, and thank you. So that's the end of the session. Bye.